Hello, beautiful people. Today is 3rd of May. My name is Sahil, and welcome to Newspaper Analysis. Friends, you all know Rabindranath Tagore or Gurudev. Guys, Rabindranath Tagore says you can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Friends, this particular quote reflects the importance of action or activity in the life. Now, friends, this particular statement could be used into your ethics paper in GS 4. Now, friends, often you are given case studies into ethics paper where you are supposed to be a civil servant who is afflicted with an ethical dilemma. And there are situations such as you will do this, or you will do nothing. Now, you need to justify every stand. And whenever the stand of doing nothing comes, then you can use this particular quote. Because, guys, civil servants are not meant to not react onto the particular situations. They are the problem solvers, they are the solution finders. Therefore, the next time you are solving the case study and a step of inactivity comes, please use this statement. So guys, let's begin with today's analysis. Guys, this is the page number 1 of the Hindu newspaper, and as you can see, there are large number of news items pertaining to the rise in cases, fatalities, people being tested, what are happening in orange zone, red zone. Not important for our exam, but let's find some relevant news items. Now, guys, here's a news item on page number 1. First of all, this news is a part of new series that is being started by the Hindu newspaper itself, that is State of State Finances. Here they will be seeing that how the state finances are going down due to the COVID-19, what is impact on the different states. So they will be giving us the numbers, but to make it relevant for our exams, we also need to see that exactly what is the background. So guys, I will give you the background, and then we will see as what are the changes that are coming up. Moreover, we will do our own analysis on this particular thing. Now, friends, as a part of this series, they will be taking separate state every day. So whenever there will be relevant for our exam, we will also take it up. Friends, some basic background. You know that the lockdown has been imposed, and because of this, there are no economic activities, and because of that, there is no revenue generation. And guys, how the state earn money? State earn money simply whatever revenue is being generated into the entire economic activities, they take a part from that particular thing by the name of tax, by the name of duty, by the name of user charge, or whatever. And that particular thing is called as a state revenue. Now, if all these things will not be there, then obviously state revenue will not be there. And at the same time, state is under an obligation to carry a large number of health expenditure in the terms of testing, in the terms of giving a treatment to people, giving food to people, all these kind of things. So therefore, money is not coming, and at the same time, expenditure is going up, and up. Therefore, states are in very difficult kind of situation. Now, guys, let's take up the analysis that how the states' revenues are made up. Now, guys, if we consider the basic revenue division, you can see on one hand there are the state, on another hand there are the union. State are getting direct tax as well as indirect tax. Union is also getting direct tax as well as indirect tax. Now, first of all, a question is comes that what exactly is the direct tax and indirect tax? It is very simple, guys. The basic difference is that direct taxes are those where you cannot shift your burden of tax. Indirect tax are those where you can shift your burden of tax. What is this shifting? Guys, suppose I'm a manufacturer and I am making a pen. I am incurring 100 rupees in the cost of this pen, but now what has happened, government has imposed 20 rupees as a tax on this particular thing. They had imposed the excise duty. Guys, excise is the tax on manufacturing. So I need to pay 20 rupees. Now, but what will happen at the end of the day? I will not pay this 20 rupees out of my pocket. Whenever I will sell this pen, I will simply add these 20 rupees and will recover this particular portion from the customer. So you can see here that the manufacturer, though he paid the tax here, but he shifted his burden to the customers. However, in the direct, when we are talking about direct taxes, it is not possible. If I am paying income tax, which is a direct tax, I can't shift that burden on somebody else. So now guys, whatever state is getting into the revenue, they will use their for own developmental work. And at the same time, whatever union is getting and the revenue, what they will do, they will share this entire money with the state government, and that formula will be given by the finance commission, which is established under article number 280 of the Indian constitution. So guys, right now the 15th finance commission has been established, and it is giving the formula that okay, if you are receiving 100 rupees, out of this what portion should be given to the state and what portion a center can keep. So now if we see, then we can see that the okay, state one, they are having their own revenue which they are getting. Secondly, state are also getting some money from the center's pool according to the formula given by the finance commission. Now, guys, if we go little bit into the details, then the indirect taxes, you will know that they have been subsumed under the GST of both the state as well as the center. So, therefore, indirect taxes are not there now with the state government. However, there are certain state level indirect taxes which are not subsumed under the GST. For example, still state government can collect the VAT on the petroleum products. Still, state government can collect the excise onto the sale of alcohol, that is liquor that is being sold. Still, state government can collect the road tax on the registration of new vehicles, cars. Moreover, the state government can also collect the electricity duty. Okay, guys, apart from these taxes, there are still certain local level taxes which have also been not subsumed under GST. So now if we refine the concept further, from where state is getting money, state is getting the money from the direct taxes that they are having. It is getting tax money from the union's proceeds, which is decided by the finance commission. Thirdly, they are having certain indirect taxes still which were not subsumed under GST. These are those taxes. Now guys, if I give you one example, suppose if state is getting 100 rupees, then approximately 50% money is from the what union is contributing to him, and the next 50% is what it is getting into the direct taxes as well as indirect taxes which have not been subsumed under the GST. Now, due to the lockdown, what has happened? So, guys, states collection of VAT on petroleum is not there. Why? Because the movement is not there. Then the state's excise collection on the alcohol is not there. Why? Because the liquor shops are closed. Then the road tax, which it used to collect onto the vehicle registration, that is not there. Why? Because new cars are not being sold. Then electricity duty, it is coming, however, but it does not contribute the major chunk. Moreover, as collection with the union is also low, because the economic activities in an entire country are shut down, union is also not able to give more. Therefore, at the end of the day, the condition of state government is very very poor, and only way for them to get the money is by borrowing. And now as we are doing the complete analysis, we will also see from where the states can borrow. Guys, state can borrow from the Reserve Bank of India, as well as state can also borrow from the market. They can take the loans and all that kind of thing. Now, when they are borrowing from the RBI, there is a facility which is called as Ways and Means Advance, WMA. Now, under WMA, Reserve Bank of India had fixed a limit for the both center and the state government, that this much amount of loan they can take from RBI. Moreover, this money is usually given up to a limit of 90 days. However, it can vary also. So, guys, recently what Reserve Bank of India has done, whatever amount they were allowed to borrow under the WMA, their limit has been increased by 60%. For example, earlier all the states cumulatively were allowed to borrow 32,000 crore. Now they can borrow nearly 51,600 crore. But even then, the amount is not sufficient for the states. And yes, friends, there is one more way from market they can borrow. But even before the COVID-19, state government has taken large number of loan from the market, and therefore this is not the preferred way. Moreover, as per the Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act, state governments need to reduce their market borrowings also. So their hands are tied into this particular direction, and for that thing only they also want that the FRBM should be amended so that they can take more borrowings from here also. And if you are following my videos regularly, I have even told you the entire scope of FRBM into the previous lectures also. So guys, this was the complete analysis about this news article, and now we'll move to the next news item. Now, guys, on the page number 8, there is a news item where the UAE had sent aid for the health workers in India. Now, friends, if we see into the context of COVID-19, then the relation between India and UAE have been improved a lot. Guys, here you can see that UAE had sent an aid, and in exchange, even before that, India has also decided to send a mission of medical team which will contain 88 specialists, that is doctors and nurses, to help UAE to deal with the crisis of pandemic COVID-19. And guys, not only UAE but the entire Gulf is responding very positively to India and are providing the much needed assistance. Now, guys, as we had talked earlier also, India's first concern into the Gulf region is to lift the people who are stranded there. Why? Guys, because into the Gulf, a majority of people are involved into the blue collar job. It means that they are working as workers, laborers, all these kind of things. Now guys, blue collar jobs are tend to be insecure, and the moment a kind of a crisis comes, the people are fired from these kind of jobs. So therefore large number of people have lost their jobs. Moreover, into the Gulf region particularly, the social security net is not that much strong. Therefore, friends, the government is more concerned about the workers that are stranded into the Gulf region. We are concerned, but not that much concerned for the ones who are in USA, because their majority of people are into the white collar jobs and their social security net is also strong in Western countries. But if we talk about the present time, government is not yet successful to evacuate the people. Why? Because there is the problem of logistics. We have to evacuate nearly 2 to 5 lakh people from the Gulf region, and guys, it will be the largest evacuation which will take place. Earlier, India's name is into the Guinness Book of World Record because of the evacuation which it did into the Kuwait into aftermath of 1990. However, the present operation will be even more bigger than that, because now the people who are to be lifted are even more larger than the 1990. So government is planning how we can evacuate them, and since then they will be provided the assistance by the respective countries into the Gulf where they are stranded. So guys, this was all about this news. Now we'll move to the next. Now friends, there was a news into the All India Radio as well as Press Information Bureau, PIB. Now, just recently, Bank of Schemes, Ideas, Innovation and Research portal has been launched for the MSME sector. And this entire portal will be under the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Now guys, what exactly this portal is all about? See, there are large number of schemes for the MSME sector which are being launched by the different state governments, different UTs and different other sectors. However, there is no unique platform on which a person can access all the schemes which have been there into the sector. So therefore, this particular platform will act as a repository where all the schemes related to the MSMEs in all the states as well as UTs could be found out. Moreover, guys, this is an excellent example of a crowd-sourced platform. Now, what is a crowd-sourced platform? Guys, just take an example of Wikipedia. On Wikipedia, anybody can add information, anybody can edit information, and anybody can review the information if it is having credentials. So therefore, on the same lines, in this particular portal, any entrepreneur or any individual can put any idea with respect to innovation, and that particular idea could be reviewed by any other person whether it is having some merit or not. And guys, Thirdly, if the idea is very good, then some venture capitalist or the person who has money to invest can pitch the proposal to give the funding, and a new industry could started if the terms and conditions are materialized. So guys, you can see that this one portal acted as a platform where the idea came, it was reviewed, it was seen by venture capitalists, and a physical industry came into the existence. So this particular the plan is to increase the capacity of the MSME sector. Moreover guys, the foreign collaborators can also see the ideas which are coming, governments can also see the ideas are coming. So on a single platform, all the stakeholders will be coming together. Now, the Minister of MSME says that we want to make this portal as a window of shared knowledge. And guys, this particular kind of mechanisms have been very much popular into the West. So on that lines in India also such kind of thing is being started. So guys, this was the entire gist of this particular thing. It is a very good example when you are talking about the innovative measures to boost up the MSME sector for paper number 3. Now guys, we'll move to the next news. Now, friends, we are into the science and tech section of the Hindu newspaper, and the first news item we can see here is talking about how human sweat could be used as a diagnostic tool as well as for a source of power. Now, guys, skin of an individual can tell us about the biological changes that are going into the entire bodily setup. There are various examples, guys. For example, if you see the color of a skin, then you can tell whether the person is hydrated or not. Secondly, if we see the temperature of the skin just by touching, we can tell that whether a person is having a fever or not. Moreover, if the skin looks like bluish in color, then it could be ascertained that the person is not getting the adequate supply of oxygen. And likewise, seeing the different aspects of the skin, different conditions of a person could be ascertained. And guys, with respect to skin examination, nowadays the concept of e-skin has also emerged. Now this e-skin is nothing but a kind of a patch which will be attached onto the body of an individual, and this particular patch will be containing some medication which will continuously be released into the body through the sweat which is being generated. And guys, this e-skin is nothing but a kind of a wearable technology. Friends, earlier also into the prelims, UPSC has asked that what are the wearable technologies. So it could be very important here. Now friends, as we are talking about the concept of e-skin, why the delivery of a drug is being possible? Because of a very important carrier, that is a sweat. And often we ignore the role of a sweat and how it can help into the diagnosis. First of all, we need to know this thing that for any kind of diagnosis, we need one or other kind of fluid. For example, if I want to see the infection, I can take the sample of a blood. I can take the sample of the saliva, but the sweat has often been ignored. Now, before going further, first of all, if we see what exactly sweat is, then the sweat is the thermoregulator of the body. It maintains the optimum temperature of a human body. For example, if a person's body is being heated up, then the sweat will be released and that sweat will evaporate, and then it will leave a cooling effect on the body which will reduce the temperature of body. Now friends, this sweat is generated by the sweat glands which are controlled by the temperature sensitive nerve cells which are present into the brain. Now guys, moving forward, if we see that what are the constituents of sweat, then it contains the elements such as water, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, certain ammonium ions, etc. Now these fluids could be compared with the fluid of a healthy person, and seeing the quantity of every fluid, we can ascertain that if a person is having some kind of illness or not. For example, if a person is having the diabetes, then the amount of glucose in the sweat will be higher. Similarly, if a person is having cystic fibrosis, then the amount of sodium to chloride will be higher. So guys, every illness will produce some kind of distortion into these fluids, and by noting that distortion, we can ascertain whether a person is having some kind of problem. But there is only one problem into this direction, that is how to retrieve the sweat from a body, how to procure the sweat. And in this direction, we can take the help of e-skin patches. Now, into these patches, appropriate sensors could be fixed, and these sensor onto the real-time basis can check the components that are available into the sweat and can compare those components with the sample of a healthy person and can tell whether a particular component is much or less. So it is actually a good breakthrough. However, what if simultaneously we can monitor more than one kind of enzymes into the sweat? Then by that particular thing, multiple illness could be seen into the real time basis. Now guys, in this particular direction, breakthrough have been achieved into the California, USA, where the scientists have imbibed this patch with the six sensors, and onto the real time basis they are giving the signals with respect to the components of the sweat. Now guys, these signals are being received through the Bluetooth trans receiver and can be seen onto the mobile phone or any other screen. So guys, vital stats onto the real time basis can be tracked by e-skin and by tracking the component of sweat. But one issue remains, that how to power these e-skin patches. Earlier, the power was being given by the external batteries, but in this particular direction also a breakthrough has been achieved. Now guys, onto the e-skin patch we can add a specific enzyme which is called as LOX. This enzyme will react with the lactate which is present into the sweat, and then this lactate will oxidize into the bioanode, and ultimately an electrical energy will be generated which will power this e-skin patch. So guys, this is a very innovative breakthrough which has been achieved. So guys, this was all about this. Now we'll move to the next news item. Now, friends, here's a news on science page according to which it has now been finally revealed as why the people who were recovered of COVID 19 were again testing positive for the disease. Now, guys, just for a background, what happened in South Korea and China, there were large number of people who were recovered from COVID 19. But after few days, again, when the RT-PCR test was conducted onto them, it was revealed that they are showing the positive symptoms. And from here, the theory of reactivation or reinfection began. Now, according to this theory, it was being speculated that the immunity which is developed into the person after the infection is of very short term, and in this particular capacity, even if we will develop the vaccine, that vaccine will also be give immunity for the short duration of time, and a person will essentially not be immune to the coronavirus. Moreover, it was also speculated that the virus is actually curable or not. Therefore, a large speculations were building around this entire issue. However, now in both China as well as South Korea, the reason for this particular thing has been found. And according to them, the reason for the positive testing even after the coronavirus was due to the dead fragments of the virus which were still present into the body. Now, guys, what happened when we check a person of infection? We conduct the RT-PCR test into that person, in which samples are taken from a person's nasal area as well as from the throat area. And guys, then that particular sample is magnified and it is converted into the millions and billions of copies. And in this particular process, even the small fragments of viruses, they are enlarged. But there is one more problem. This particular test cannot differentiate whether the virus is living or dead. So when the test was conducted, these dead fragments were shown into the reports, and due to which it was being speculated that the person has not actually recovered. Therefore, guys, now a lot of fog has been cleared on this particular issue, which is actually a very good thing, as a hope has been shown that the long term vaccinations could be developed. Now, guys, we'll move to the next news. Now, friends, here is one more news on science and tech which talks about detection kit. Now, friends, what has happened recently? National Institute of Animal Biotechnology, which is situated in Hyderabad, has made a new coronavirus testing kit which is called as eCovSense. Now, eCovSense uses a biosensor, and when this biosensor comes in contact with saliva, it can give the results within 30 seconds if a person is infected with coronavirus or not. Now friends, if we talk the principle behind this biosensor, then this biosensor contains the two elements. One is a carbon electrode and other is a coronavirus antibody. Now what will happen? Into the saliva of a person, if there is an antigen that is the coronavirus, then that particular antigen will bind with the antibody. And when they will bind, a kind of an electrical signal will be generated, and that electrical signal will further be amplified and it will give the readings with respect to how much intensity of virus has been found into the saliva. Now guys, this particular device, that is eCovSense, could also be connected with a computer or with a mobile phone by using the Bluetooth, and can even be operated on a battery. Therefore it is very easy to carry it into the interiors where the mainstream testing facilities are not available. And guys, if built onto the commercial scale, then the costing is also very less, and by using the e-coefficients the cost will be reduced, more number of tests could be carried, and into very less amount of time the results could be confirmed. However, still the efficacy of this device is being tested. Moreover, guys, cross reactivity tests have also been checked. Now, cross reactivity test, what happens? Suppose if a person is having a strain of some other virus, whether then the machine will send the signal or not. Now guys, ideally the machine should not send signal into that particular direction, otherwise there will be a lot of confusion. And guys, so far whatever cross reactivity tests have been conducted on this particular machine, it has been confirmed that no electrical signal was sent when the other antigen was present. So in this direction it is a very good initiative and will help India to ramp up the testing capabilities. So guys, this was all about this. Now we'll move to the next item. Now, friends, there is one more article which is talking about rapid antibody test. Now, friends, we had discussed this particular issue many number of times, and very excellently we had discussed it into the 22nd of April newspaper. Guys, you will find a link here into the I button. You can refer it and can check it out. Now, friends, here's a news item on the back page of the Hindu newspaper where a particular tribe has been mentioned. Now, what actually had happened? A documentary was prepared which has been nominated for the Dada Saheb Phalke International Film Awards. Now, guys, first of all, nomination is not important because so many films are nominated every year. You can't keep the track. However, a community has been mentioned, as I told you. What is that particular community? It is Sherdukpen community, which practices the Buddhism. Now, guys, this Sherdukpen community collect the wild honey from the beehives and use that honey for making their traditional medicines. They made the delicacies from that and also use it for other variety of purposes. But now what is happening? The new members of the community are not collecting the wild honey as because easily available medicines and food items are there into the nearby. So guys, what actually is the procedure here? An entire heritage of knowledge will be lost if the last of the last members of the community will die, because then the practice will not be carried. Now guys, these particular community is found into the state of Arunachal Pradesh. So guys, just please remember the name of the community, that is Sherpedkun. Then remember the state from where they are found, Arunachal Pradesh, and the practice of collecting wild honey for medicinal and other purposes, that is important for your prelims. So guys, this was all about today's discussion. I hope you have liked the video. Thank you so much.